Hello everyone, and welcome to another off-road update. As the 2024 Grand National Cross Country season concluded its first half of the year and began the second half of the championship season all in the same race, everyone was looking at the early points leaders Johnny Girroir and Stu Baylor. Consistency was playing into their favor, as only two other riders in the XC1 class had been on the overall podium in just 3 of the first 6 rounds. As the field headed to round 7 in Powerline Park in St. Clairsville, Ohio for the first time since 2018, everyone was wondering if anybody else was going to throw their name into the list of championship winners. After rains had soaked the Powerline Park facility on Saturday, the Ohio clay was turned into a muddy, slippery mess. Staying on 2 wheels and avoiding getting stuck were the prime objectives entering the 3-hour pro race. As a green flag waved, defending champion Craig Delong rocketed off the starting line on his Rockstar Energy Husqvarna, rounding turn 1 and grabbing the hole shot ahead of the rest of the XC1 field entering turn 2. He was followed by Phoenix Racing Honda's Mike Witkowski, Babbitts Kawasaki's Lyndon Snodgrass, FMF KTM's Johnny Girroir, and Coastal GasGas' Ryder Lafferty. Just 2.5 miles into the opening lap, Lafferty held the point position with Delong and Witkowski close behind. Following the front 3 came Snodgrass, 2022 champion Jordan Ashburn, Evan Smith. Then came the points leaders Baylor and Girroir in the back of the pack, with 2010 champion Josh Strang, Trevor Bollinger, and Grant Baylor rounding out the rest of the XC1 field. As the riders popped out of the woods at the 11-mile mark, the running order was the same amongst the top 5. Girroir and Baylor had swapped their order and had climbed to spots 6 and 7. Strang had moved into 8th, while Smith had been dropped to 9th, with Bollinger and Grant Baylor still rounding out the field. At the completion of lap 1, it was Ryder Lafferty with the lead. Just after the riders checked in for the first lap, though, Delong moved around the outside of Lafferty to take over the point position on track. Ashburn had moved all the way to 3rd ahead of Witkowski, and Girroir had moved up to 5th. Snodgrass went back to 6th, with Strang and Smith the next 2 spots. Where was Stu? With a mile left to go in the first lap, the Kawasaki rider who had entered the race under the weather took a heavy spill that left him slightly dazed for the rest of the race. 5 miles into lap number 2, Delong had pulled out a sizable advantage over the rest of the field and was continuing to stretch the lead. Lafferty, Ashburn, Witkowski, and Girroir were still in positions 2 through 5, while the Australians of Snodgrass and Strang led Smith, Bollinger, and the Baylor brothers on track. By the time the riders neared the finish for lap 2, Delong was still all alone out front. Girroir had moved all the way into the 2nd spot, displacing the GasGas duo of Lafferty and Ashburn, as well as the Honda pilot Witkowski. Back to the 2.5 for lap 3, and Delong couldn't hear anyone behind him. The rest of the top 5 were still close, as Ashburn had moved past teammate Lafferty to take over the 3rd spot, with Witkowski still hounding the 3 ahead of him. Bollinger had moved into 6th, with Strang, Grant Baylor, and Evan Smith on his rear wheel, as Snodgrass took a header, losing his visor and dropping back to 10th, with Stu Baylor back in 11th and losing time due to the first lap crash, including this near crash hopping the ditch entering the open field. Nearing the completion of lap 4, Delong was still out front with Girroir still in 2nd, as Witkowski had moved into 3rd, as Ashburn had issues of his own that left him dropping way down in the overall order. Putting on a charge, however, was Grant Baylor as he moved all the way up into 4th behind Witkowski. Lafferty rounded out the top 5 with Strang holding on to 6th aboard his Sherco. As the white flag lap was underway, Delong had a good lead out front, but in the tough Ohio conditions was in no way safe from the battle behind him. Girroir still had Witkowski on his rear wheel, but both of them had a hard-charging Grant Baylor closing in fast. Strang was in 5th with Lafferty and Bollinger close behind. Heading to the checkered flag, it was this close. Girroir making one last pass attempt after the pro pits, but just wasn't close enough. Craig Delong held on for his first victory of the 2024 season, with Johnny Girroir right on his rear wheel. Grant Baylor in the final miles dispatched Witkowski to claim the final spot on the podium. Trevor Bollinger was able to slip by Strang at the end to round out the top 5.
Yeah, it was about due, man. First 4 races, 3-4 races were tough on just me and everybody on the team, and yeah, just like glad to be able to pull through, and I felt good, and I just wanted to go as fast as I could for as long as I could, and that's what we did. Was able to hold on there. Johnny was really close there at the end, and that's you don't really enjoy those kind of battles that are coming out in the end, but me and Johnny are good buddies, so that was fun, and cool to see him do good and extend his points lead. So yeah, it was just a fun day. I was able to ride my own pace for 95% of the day, and yeah, just enjoying it, having fun.
Thank you everyone for watching. Round 8 of the 2024 GNCC season heads to High Point Raceway in Mount Morris, Pennsylvania for the Mason-Dixon GNCC on June 1st and 2nd. I'll see you guys there.